Hello, and this is a presentation on climate change and how it affects avalanche control. And my name is Jack Hosley. So a little intro to climate change. Average global temperatures have risen by 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880, and that's about zero point 0.8 degrees Celsius. Two-thirds of the warming has occurred since 1975 due to the Industrial Revolution. 1 degree global temperature rise is very significant because of the amount of energy it takes to heat all of the land, water, and atmosphere by that much. Warming will have major impacts on snowfall and therefore the ski industry in general in the near future, and it will be important for managers to consider the effects of climate change when making decisions. One thing that managers are going to have to deal with as a result of climate change are rain on snow events. Due to warming temperatures in high altitude areas, there will be more rain on snow events from precipitation shifting from snow to rain. A rain on snow event is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's when runoff or rain fall on top of snow and seep through the layers of the snowpack. And as a result, the snowpack weakens and avalanches become more frequent. So more rain on snow events are going to lead to more frequent glide avalanches. Glide avalanches occur when the entire snowpack slides as a unit on the ground. They are commonly composed of wet slabs. So when snow starts seeping through the snowpack, it begins to lubricate in between the snowpack and the ground, causing the unit to be able to break apart completely and stay connected. And they are commonly composed of wet slabs because the snow on top is very wet. And it is still unknown how the timing of the water penetrating the snowpack affects when the avalanche is triggered. So as a result, these glide avalanches can be very hard to predict. All right, so now I got a quick animation that shows how a glide avalanche occurs. So as you can see in the bottom there, we're during the lubrication phase as the water starts to seep through the snowpack and lubricate the ground underneath. And then we're in the glide phase, and that's when it starts to break apart as a unit and go down the hill. It usually starts out slow and then all takes off. So a study looked at a certain glide avalanche that occurred near Snoqualmie Pass in Washington because it was caused by a rain on snow event. From December 13th to January 6th, the area received 463 centimeters of snowfall. And then directly after the snowfall, they received 285 millimeters of heavy rainfall. Over 52 hours. Flooding, landslides, and avalanches all occurred as a result, including a large glide avalanche that happened about 30 hours after the rain on snow event and about 8 hours after the peak of the rain. The study also found that glide rates are higher directly after rapid snow settlement, meaning after a very large storm. And this happens to be a really extreme example of a rain on snow event, but shows what can result from these conditions and why it's so dangerous. So what are the implications for managers? For managers, this means that they're going to need to be more vigilant when it comes to avalanche mitigation. During times of variable precipitation, extra caution will need to be taken to ensure guests are not exposed to slopes that are at risk. As a manager in the Northwest U.S., where rain on snow events are more common and will be more common even more in the future, I would hire a special team of ski patrol that only work on avalanche mitigation and are trained to identify glide avalanche zones and are trained to interpret the weather to know when they are at risk. Areas that may not have been as susceptible to avalanches could possibly slide after a large rain on snow event, so managers need to keep that in mind and always be making sure the zone is safe before opening it to guests. So I just have a couple questions for class here. What is something else managers could do to better track these events? I think this is a good question to think about because this isn't necessarily a topic that managers deal with too much in their day-to-day lives right now, but it may be in the future. So it's good to think about what possibly can be done to battle this epidemic, as you could say. And I kind of thought of maybe a small weather station at the top of the mountain so they can know exactly what kind of precipitation they are receiving and will better know how to respond. And then the last question was, do you think snow quality will diminish in wetter areas of the U.S. due to these rain on snow events and just more rain in general due to climate change? So yeah, these are my references. And thank you for watching my presentation. Everyone have a great day.